here are some examples. I've gotten a couple requests on how to do this to my makeup brushes, which is paint the tips of my makeup brushes. As you can see, mine is purple, and this is my 190 MAC brush, which I made purple. And you know, this is just an example of what it's going to look like in the end after the nail polish has dried off. This is what it's going to look like when the makeup brush has dried. So those are just examples. I'm going to show you how to get that look. So stay tuned. Everyone, this brush is like a, you know, it's not a name brand brush. It's a Coastal Scents brush, and it's, you know, looks just like the 190 MAC brush. So the first thing you're going to do is take a little bit of your tape, just like this. This should be the right amount. Okay, so what you do is you know, take as much or how big or how long you want the nail polish to go. And me, I want it to be just about here. I want it to be just about here. Like you see, just enough. So do just like that. And what you do is try to make it as straight as you can and wrap it around your brush. So you just make sure that you get it straight. Okay? Ooh. Just like that. And then the trick to this is, so that you get a straight line, is that you make sure that the tape that is here is connected straight with the tape that's already put on. Okay, so you make sure, I don't know if you guys can see, I'll try to zoom in a little bit. Let me see if I want it to focus for you guys. Hopefully that's focusing for you guys. I think it is. Okay, so this right here is where the tape is gonna, this is where you want it to touch, right here. Okay, so take the tape and you just go right on to where it begins. Okay, just make sure, like, where you're connecting it to, they're straight. See how straight it is over here? The next thing you're going to do is take your favorite nail polish. Right now, I really want my brushes to be purple, but you know, I don't have the nail polish that I really want on the brush. So this brush is just the ones I use at home on myself. So I'm just going to use a regular one. I'm just going to use any other nail polish that I happen to have. And I happen to be using NYC's Wall Street Blue. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's called Water Street Blue. So that's what I'm going to be using. And I got this from Target, and you can get this from Walmart. Any place that sells NYC, you can get this nail polish. Okay, so you're going to open the nail polish just like this. Now, of course, when you take it out, it's going to be a big glob. So what you do is just take one side of the brush. You're going to take it out just like this. And when you take it out, you know, it's going to be a big glob, right? So you only take one side of a big glob of nail polish, okay? Take one side of the nail polish, okay? Now, you can just paint. This doesn't have to be neat. It doesn't have to be too, you know, perfect, because what's happening is the tape is there. So when it dries, there's going to be a lot of, you know, the line is going to be there when you take the tape up. So you don't have to worry about being very neat with that, because you're going to get a nice tip. That's why the tape is, you're going to get a nice line. That's why the tape is there, to help guide you and make it very neat. So you don't have to be very neat with it. I'm sorry guys for doing it like this. It's just kind of hard to do it on camera. And then once you go all the way around, what you're going to do is get the top, because your tops are what is going to make the brush look even more pretty. Okay? So once you get the top looking like this, then you just go around one more time and try to put enough on there so that there isn't any, you know, smudges or bubbles or anything to that effect. Try to make it as dark as you can the first round. Okay. Okay. See, I see a little bit of a glob at the top. I don't want to see any type of black on the top of my brushes. Okay. So that's how that looks. So see, this is how your brush is gonna look. Now when you have this on and you're done, what you're gonna do is take your brush and put it to the side so that it can dry. Okay, so I'm gonna do another brush. I'm gonna put this to the side and I'm gonna show you guys how I sit it down to dry. Okay, so just stay tuned with the rest and then I'll give you a clip on where I sit it down to dry. Alright guys, I'm gonna show you a second time on how I do this with my eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna show you again how to do it. So like I said before, you can definitely, you know, go over the tape with the nail polish that you're using because it's gonna look extra pretty with the line when you take the tape off later. Okay. Like I said, right now you can look at my paper towel and you'll see that there isn't any mess. It's only because I've done this a couple of times to my brushes. So you know, once you've done it a couple times, it tends to not get it won't tend to get messy or anything to that effect. Sorry guys for this. I'm kind of like getting very tongue tied right now. Okay, I don't know why, but I am. So this is what your brush should look like. Okay, and just store it. Okay everyone, so now when your brushes have been done and finished drying, this is what it should look like with the tape and everything on it. So now I'm gonna take, what you do is after it's done, you can either put a top coat over it or you can always just leave as is. Me, I'm going to leave as is. I'm not gonna put another coat over it. So now I'm gonna do the unveiling so you guys can see what it's going to look like. Okay, so this is what your tips should look like. See, it's not gonna look crazy or anything like that. It's not gonna rub off, it's not gonna come off, and it ends up looking just as beautiful as this. So this is what your brush should look like with your beautiful tips. You look at this, look at the top, you see no type of black underneath it, and that's what your brush should look like. This is a good way of putting a signature towards your brushes if you're a person who works at like a MAC counter or a Sephora counter or Clinique counter, anywhere that does makeup. And there are a lot of you ladies who tend to lose brushes or people stealing your brushes or anything to that effect. This would be the perfect way to keep track of your brushes. Any other questions, comments, or suggestions, write them down in the bottom bar. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, rate, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!